Grand Rising, everyone. Hello, Miss Dolores. Hello there. How are you? Hello, Layla. Layla, you're here early today. Hello there. Hey, Evangelist. Hello there, Lolita. Hey, Teresa. Hello there. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday so far. I am. I'm preparing to go for my first day at the gym, guys. Y'all know I have been anti-gym all of my life, okay? But I am going today for sure. I'm going today. Hello, Mr. Soso. Janicia. Hello there. How are you? I hope so listen, guys. Bigo, you guys do not have me today. Don't be looking for me. All right. You guys won't have me today. But you will get some extra shows today this week because I have to get some hours done. So you possibly get like 1 or 2 extra shows today. So don't be alarmed if you see me press live on days that I'm typically not. So just make sure that y'all have y'all notifications on so that when I do, you will be able to catch me. Okay. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you do share, and like this video because I know that you're gonna like this video. All right. Like. Alrighty, guys. Don't forget this month's raffle. Okay. This month's raffle entries, the way that you enter to this month's raffle, all you have to do is just drop any form of super sticker, super chat, or anything like that. So here we go to this child. This my camera is acting crazy now. Lord have mercy. Alrighty, guys. There we go. My thing is just acting all crazy this morning. All right. So if you don't know how to enter into this month's raffle, all you have to do is drop any form of super chat, super sticker, any of those things, super thanks, and you are entered into this month's raffle, and you get an opportunity to win exclusive merch from SavageRoyalT.com. Merch that has not been dropped as of yet, and you will be the first to have it. It is not due to drop until June. Okay. So that is how you enter into this month's raffle. System find another hidden feature. I knew I could find a comment from you. Whenever something strange like that happens, I know that I can look in the comments and see Mr. Soso has given us his proper welcome of a dad joke for sure. Okay. Alrighty. Have you guys heard about this case before? Oh Lord, now my pictures are gone. This thing is acting crazy this morning. StreamYard, let's get it together. Okay. We are at work. Is my camera looking a little crazy right now? That's acting crazy. All righty. Let's get into today's show. All righty. So this is a case of scandal, okay? Scandal, Hollywood, life insurance policies, and murder is what all of this is about today, okay? So this here, okay, this is Fabio and Monica Sementilli, okay? And her husband was a well-known hairstylist all throughout, the industry, LA, and all of that. So this is one of those cases that kind of shook LA and came with a lot of theories and things of that nature. Okay. And it looks like that this is something like the case where the woman had kind of plotted to kill her husband. This is something like that. Okay. So Fabio Sementilli is a 49-year-old, and he was globally recognized as a hairstylist and vice president of the education for Wella, okay, which was known, and he was also known affectionately as Big Daddy. Many people in the industry called him Big Daddy, and he was in the beauty industry. So he was a husband and a father of 3 and a mentor to thousands in the hairstyling business. Okay, so Fabio and his wife Monica had moved from Toronto to Los Angeles in 2007. Now, they did move into the Woodland Hills area. And this is a very upscale type of neighborhood out there in LA for those of you guys that do not know. And by 2017, Fabio's career had then soared, while Monica, who was 52 at the time, was reportedly unfulfilled as well as entangled in a extramarital relationship with someone else. Now, this someone else is someone that she should have never been with in the first place. So Fabio knew nothing about any of this, of course, and Monica had engaged in a 18-month extramarital affair with Robert Baker, this man here. Now, Robert Baker has a very dark past, okay? He was 61 at the time. He was a racquetball coach, as well as he was in the porn industry. And then in 1993, he was convicted of statutory R wording, okay? Now, the affair had spiraled into a sinister plot to end Fabio's life in a brutal, brutal murder. Okay, so on January the 23rd of 2017, Fabio was then stabbed to death while sitting in his backyard at his house. So he has sustained 7 stab wounds to his neck, face, as well as his torso. Monica was out shopping at Target and she claimed to have witnessed the murder live via the home surveillance camera. So initially, it was considered to be a home invasion, and this is where all those theories out in LA begin to swirl about. Is because people, if you guys did not know, out there in LA, the rich and famous are known to get robbed. Okay, their homes get burglarized more than ours do, and it's simply because of their status. And people know that their homes either have a lot of jewelry, a lot of money, a lot of tech stuff. It's all in their homes. So it is something that is well known out there in LA. Okay, so Fabio's $8,000 Rolex watch had remained on his wrist though. So many people are wondering, okay, if this was a robbery or a burglary, they didn't take the $8,000 Rolex watch, and that's one of the key pieces that kind of turned this into a deeper investigation. His Porsche was missing though, and the car was later to be found about 5 miles away from his house. The inside of the vehicle also had some blood evidence there and some DNA that was tied to Robert Blake. Okay. Robert Baker, I'm sorry. So, subsequent analysis of the surveillance footage and phone records showed some encrypted messages as well as jailhouse communications between Monica and Baker that did end up exposing their 18-month long relationship in which they had, or side entanglement, as we call it. So, in the timeline of events, on early of 2015, Monica and Baker had begun to have this relationship. Okay. So, mid 2016, Monica had then installed some remote security cameras in the house that she was able to access from her phone device. And she shared the surveillance footage with Baker. So, while her husband and her is living in the house, she has given this man that she is having this extramarital affair access to everything that is going on through his device. Okay. So on January of 2017, Monica had allegedly, January 22nd, I'm sorry, Monica had allegedly had texted her husband, Fabio, to pick up some pho from the Vietnamese restaurant. Prosecutors also say and allege that that wasn't at her way to kind of guide Fabio to a location where Robert was going to be at. And another man known as Christopher Austin as well, because there's a third party in this, because Robert wanted Christopher's assistance in the murder. So the GPS tracker had been secretly installed as well on Fabio's car, which was the black Porsche, as well as a blue Ford F-150 that was installed by Baker back in 2016. Baker also testified that he had sat for 3 hours outside of a strip mall waiting for Fabio, okay, in order for him to be able to kind of like plan this whole murder scene and things of that nature. There also was it was exchanging of messages, over 60 messages with Monica, that was during this window of time in which Fabio was sitting outside waiting for, Baker was sitting outside for Fabio to come outside. He was still texting her during this time. Okay. So Baker had claimed that he had saw Fabio arrive in a Porsche, but Christopher, the man that he was with, had corrected that, saying that Fabio had actually drove a blue F-150 that evening. So Baker had also gave Austin an 8-inch hunting knife, allegedly from Target or from Walmart, to attack Fabio. The attempt had failed, and led to the next day. Okay. So their plan was to kill him that day, but it did not work. So on February the 23rd, the very next day, Fabio was stabbed while sitting outside. So there was two hooded men that was caught on camera that approached and left the scene. Fabio's 16-year-old daughter had discovered his body. So on February the 23rd, Fabio was stabbed 7 times while sitting in his backyard in a patio chair. The attack had then occurred while Monica was allegedly watching via surveillance footage. So this crazy woman, okay, is literally sitting on a phone camera watching her entanglement partner kill her husband. But the target run was supposed to be her alibi on why she wasn't there. Okay? So Christopher had allegedly held Fabio down while Baker had carried out the stabbing. Baker had described Fabio as turning and grabbing him and struggling before Baker had blacked out and kept stabbing anything that he could, is what he said on the stand. He basically said, I stabbed at anything that I could at that moment. So the wounds had included to the heart as well as his thigh as well. Baker had also tried to stage the scene as a botch home invasion. Fabio's $8,000 Rolex watch, of course, was left behind, which added to this. So on June 14th of 2017, it is said that Monica and Baker was then arrested. Okay. And then later in 2017 between 2017 and 23, there was a sting operation. So basically, what the authorities did was they dressed up as an inmate. Okay, they dressed up as an inmate and they became the roommate of Monica. Well, Monica had began to profess and confess her love for Baker and everything that went on, thinking that this was her inmate, her roommate that was in a room with her, and it's a whole agent that's in there with her that she's telling everything to. Where she also included some love letters that they had wrote, as well as encrypted messages, intimate meetings that happened between her and the suspects. And yeah, this woman is crazy. Okay? So Baker had pled no contest to murder and was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. And then Monica, she was convicted of murder, conspiracy, in special circumstances. So when it comes to this investigation, they did discover the DNA evidence, of course. Baker had cut his hands during the stabbing. His DNA was found on the scene, as well as inside of the Porsche. The surveillance footage, of course, that recorded the killers entering and leaving the house. Additional footage also showed Monica remote access and her trip to Target, which was her attempt to establish an alibi. Then you have the digital trail, where you have Monica and Baker using encrypted messaging apps with coded language in jailhouse letters with phrases like OMM, otherwise known as on my mind, LOML, otherwise known as love of my life, and ROD, otherwise known as a ride or die. So the jailhouse sting, police had orchestrated the jailhouse sting with undercover officers that intercepted the letters, as well as recorded face-to-face visits where the pair had engaged in sexual acts and pledged their loyalty to each other. She just as stupid as I love her. Listen, this is what is this, the second case in the last couple of days of cases where there's a woman that you can tell has absolutely no sense. Y'all marbles, y'all elevator cannot go all the way to the top. It's impossible. It's impossible. I don't know if it's you guys are not connecting the dots that technology is not how it used to be in the 80s and the 60s, okay? Technology is watching everything that we do. Okay? This is not our internet. As I explained to the Bigo people yesterday, this is Donald Trump and Elon Musk internet. We only have entrance to the front door. I need everybody to understand this. We only have entry to the front door. They have entry to the back door, which means anything that you thought that you bought through the front, they can tell you what you bought through the front and what you thought they didn't see through the back. Okay? I don't know why people in this digital era is not understanding that everything that you do is being tracked. The fact that you linked a surveillance camera that was attached to your phone to the killer's device is absolutely positively insane. The fact that you thought that they wasn't going to be able to track what devices those cameras are connected to is crazy. The fact that you forgot that Target has cameras is crazy. The fact that you sat and watched your husband be murdered while your entanglement partner is running into your house and you thought this was going to be a clean alibi is absolutely insane. They are watching everything. Nothing is going unseen, lady. Now, and then you go into jail, you begin to talk to who you thought was a roommate. And then on the back of that, you're still writing letters and things of that nature to one another and giving your loyalty and all this and all of that as if they can't monitor the letters. Y'all, you do know your jail letters are tracked. The fact that you still was that madly in love, your husband was deceased. And you are still trying to profess your love to the man that killed your husband as if y'all both is not about to be in jail for the rest of your life. Just dumb. Like you're just as bad as the lady from the other day that did this with her and I don't understand. I feel like when I'm starting to believe that women can be a little bit more dangerous because why do y'all end up killing the husbands? Like y'all end up killing the husbands when you run off with somebody versus just leave. But we know that there's is deeper than that. So of course the GPS trackers as well. That was on Fabio's car that was enabled by Baker in order for him to follow his movements. Monica and Baker exchanged dozens of encrypted Viber messages to each other during the attempt and the successful murder days, because don't forget there was 2 days of murder, possibly. Um, and then you also have the surveillance footage that was outside of the mall that she also was caught in. I mean, that Baker was caught in as well, sitting out there for 60 minutes, okay, as if they wasn't going to be able to see you. And then Baker had used some burner phones as well as this messaging app in order to attempt to go untraced by the authorities. Um, Burner phones, I feel like it's so 90s. I feel like that burner phones can still be tracked. I could be wrong, but I do feel like that burner phones can still be tracked because they all have IP addresses, I would think. Now, I do know with today's technology, they possibly have phones, who knows, that doesn't have one, but I feel like that they could still be tracked too. Um, Now during the trial of this whole entire thing, Monica's trial had highlighted her double life, as well as her, tactics of manipulation, which she added on top of this. And prosecutors had presented 56 overt acts that supported the conspiracy, including strategic planning, deleting evidence, as well as orchestrating Fabio's daughter to find the body. Robert Baker had pled no contest to first degree murder and conspiracy, of course. And Baker was also cross examined, and this is what he had to say. And he was very aggressive during his cross examination. So the prosecutor had accused him of telling over 360 lies during his testimony. Baker had became really, really flustered during his testimony time as well and combative, accusing the prosecutor of trying to feed the jury some crap. He also admitted to memory lapse and contradicted earlier testimony, saying, I don't remember nothing. My memory is so screwed up. So he portrayed Monica as completely unaware of his plan and also claimed I murdered him because I wanted her. She had nothing to do with it. Whatever. So Christopher Alston, on the other hand, the third party, the third suspect who helped hold Fabio down, he pled guilty to second-degree murder and is serving a 16-year sentence. And Monica was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy in special circumstances on June the 23rd of this year. Meaning she will be sentenced on June the 23rd of this year. So when it comes to her, they believe that she did this because there was some form of financial gain, okay, from this. And so the financial gain comes into Monica had stood to receive $1.6 million in life insurance when her husband had passed away. She also wanted to escape the marriage, and prosecutors did allege that Monica had saw divorce as not an option due to the cultural shame that she would receive. And Baker had referred to Monica's fear to be disowned. Okay. She felt like that she would be disowned if she would have, divorced him. As well as you also have her, extramarital partner, Robert. He had this obsession with her where there was lust and control in this as well, where the jail letters and recorded conversations have revealed that Monica and Baker had a very obsessive relationship. Their coded language, sexual devotion, as well as long time planning suggested that they wanted Fabio out of the way so that they can live a new life together, as well as greed and manipulation. So Monica had directed her teenage daughter to find Fabio's body and later performed as a grieving widow, even while secretly meeting Baker in Las Vegas the night of the murder. Whoa. So after you killed your husband, you went to Las Vegas as if nothing. Oh, baby, you are a piece of work. You're cold as they come. You are, you really crazy. You actually went to Vegas as if you truly obsessive. But my thing is this. I'm gonna tell you why I think that this woman is not wrapped tight and she's just as sick. You were in a hard on relationship with a predator, and you wonder why he was able to corrupt your life. Thank you, Evangelist. Thank you so very much. You're wondering why he was able to shake your life up like this because you were being preyed upon while being obsessed while y'all was obsessing over each other. You were with a predator. This man has a very dark past outside of him being already in the porn industry previously. Okay. And then on top of that, the allegations of R wording someone statutory. Okay. So if you're sitting in your cell and you're wondering why your life has been shaken up the way that like it has been, because you let a predator into your life, you disregarded his past, and he was able to manipulate and control you. Because the moment that you bought cameras, ma'am, and gave him the login to the cameras of your house. And here's the kicker, okay? There was a kid living in that house. There's a child. You gave a predator access to surveillance footage as a 16-year-old child was walking through the home, outside of all the demonic stuff that you had done already. But this lets me know that your noodles are cooked. Your brain noodles are overcooked. Desperation is a whole nother level here. You have to be desperate. And there's no, I was afraid, that she was afraid that, because culturally she was going to be disowned. If your life means that so basically you're disowned now. You murdered your husband. The outcome now is still the same. Now you're in jail for the rest of your life. Known as a murderer, known as being someone that threw her life away for a predator, killed your husband, watched it happen, left after it happened, and went to Vegas the night of the murder. So you're definitely disowned. So the outcome was still the same. It would have been just easier to just leave. But of course, you could not do that because you were banking on this $1.6 million in life insurance. And I wouldn't be surprised if she told her little fling, if we kill him, we'll get money. We'll get $1.6 million if we kill him. That way, me and you can live a life forever with his money. Yeah, she actually got the daughter to go find the body. And just imagine how this 16-year-old girl, the trauma that she is feeling today, having to remember the time that her stepmother told her to go check on her father, knowing that her father was deceased. Imagine that trauma. Imagine that trauma. Someone that you look at as a motherly figure does something like this. Imagine what this child is dealing with. And this is why I say we think we be dealing with some things out here as normal people. The secrets and the deceit and the lies and manipulation and control and thievery and deception that goes on in the higher levels of society has nothing. We are not compared, y'all. Like, we are not, our problems are minute. Our problems are so minute to the secrets and deceit that they have going on over there. Our murder plot doesn't bring family shame. Is she kidding? As if they were gonna be, oh well, she just murdered him. We're gonna love her regardless. No, ma'am. You did the ultimate. You still got disowned. And still, after you sitting in jail for your murder, you writing letters to this man still. And he just is crazy because he gets on the stand and say, she had nothing to do with it. I think not, sir. Did you really think that that was going to work? Did you really think when that was going to work, when you guys had spent 60 minutes talking to each other, plotting on how to put this daggone tracker on a man's car, and you wanted the investigators to believe that she was innocent because you're so obsessed? Still trying to bank in on that $1.6 million. Maybe she get free. Y'all can get 1.6. You do your time of life in prison while she takes care of you and write love letters. Sounds crazy, but that's probably what you guys are banking on. And I wouldn't even be surprised if she would have stuck beside you, even if she would have got away. If she got away, I wouldn't have been surprised if she stuck beside you and spent all 1.6 on commissary. I wouldn't even be surprised if she would have done that. I really wouldn't have. Because if you would take it this far to kill your husband, watch it, go to Vegas, fornicate in Vegas the night of, okay? Who knows what you would have done? That it wouldn't have surprised me. It wouldn't have surprised me not one bit. Not one bit at all. Okay? Now she is due to be this case is actually due to be closed out in June. It's kicking back up. They also have made, because this thing is so crazy, they have a couple documentaries out about it, honestly. Because it's so crazy that this woman actually plotted this whole entire thing. So she is due to be sentenced in June of this year, June 23rd. Um and that's the kind of man she wants around her daughter, a predator. Sick. This goes back to what I be saying. There are some women, okay, that will know a person has predatorial type of ways, you know, predatorial mindset, and they don't mind it. There are women out there. You would think that if you have children, or you have nieces and nephews or grandchildren, that you wouldn't want these type of people around you. But honestly and truly, there are women that like these people, y'all. The same way that there are women that love serial killers is the same way that there are women that love predators. It's the same exact way, believe it or not. It's some women that are like that. I don't know what's going on mechanically in their brains, psychologically in their brains, emotionally. I don't know, but there are women that are attracted to those type of beings. People with predatory behaviors. There are. Who says she had brains? Noodles. She has noodles because they have to be. It's though it couldn't be. It has to be empty up there. It's an entire bird's nest because all of the evidence that's stacked against y'all in this case, if you would have thought that you were getting away, you're crazy. That the level of evidence in this case is crazy. And for you to have, and I never understand when people you have this type of status and this type of lifestyle and you want for nothing. What makes y'all throw it away? Like I really be wanting to understand on what makes y'all want to throw it away like that. Like when you have there are people out here that pray to have $1.6 options. What goes on in your heads where you have everything that life could offer and you decide to throw it away for something so wild and crazy? I just don't understand. And I don't want to hear the excuse of, well, she didn't want to be disowned because you cheating would have gotten you disowned. If divorce would have gotten you disowned, this extramarital affair would have gotten you disowned. Murder got you disowned. So the goal was the goal that you was not trying to receive is what you got anyways. So it doesn't make sense on what makes you throw away all of this. You with a, globally renowned hairstylist. And I know he probably kept you cute and pretty. When you have a significant other that does hair, they're going to make sure that your hair is always nice. Why would you throw this all away? I don't get it. Money makes people delusional. It does. $1.6 million delusional. Oh my. I know he kept you pretty. Yeah, I know he did. I know he kept you. Let me see. I think this is an old picture though. I don't think he did that right there. I don't think he did that one. But he probably kept you living nice. Shoot, Rolex watch $8,000. You had a cute little coin in your pocket. Even if he didn't do your hair, you could have went to a nice stylist. Your life was set up for you. What makes you throw it away? Pretty hair and and a dumbest skunk. Got to be crazy. Because what the world? Like for real, y'all. Like seriously. Another case of a woman that was madly in love with her side note entanglement. Okay. So madly in love that she thought of murder versus divorce. I don't, child. Lord have mercy. Okay. Lord have mercy on us because I just don't get it. You attract what you are, laying dormant inside of them. That's true. That is very true. Because if she would wake up and do something like this, I can only imagine what she's done to Fabio over the years or the things that she said or any of those things. Envy cause you to break the 10th commandment. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's stuff. Thou shalt not covet. Yeah, but it does. But envy, though, I don't think envy would make you do this. Envy? So envy of who? Her husband? Why be jealous of what she has access of? So because why have envy over what's already on the envy, guys? Envy? Who's envious? The or you saying that he's envious, Robert? I would say he could possibly be envious, and that caused him to covet the neighbor, but because it was his money, not hers. Both. Yeah, it could be both if you put it that way. Because he did go after it. Yeah. They both did go after each other's neighbor. out of envy, kind of. She could have been jealous of his money, and Robert could have been jealous because or envious because that wasn't his woman. Yeah. And so they went after each other's neighbor. That's true. Well, that's that. You might you might have put her on the budget. Might have put her on a budget that she didn't like. What budget? What budget with a $1.6 million life insurance policy? Ain't no budget. Ain't no budget on a globally renowned hairstylist that's worth $1.6 million in death. What budget? That this was stupidity, not envy. What budget? He could have though, because some people do get, they can be really frugal, even while rich. They can. They can be really frugal. And she could have been someone who likes to spend and splurge and, you know, started off as a piece of I said hard candy. Well, you could be hard candy instead of arm candy because you're pretty hard, sister. Yeah, we're gonna call you a piece of hard candy. Yeah, she could have been a piece of hard candy, and because arm candy is not it. She could have started off as that. She could have started off as a piece of arm candy and turned into some hard candy after that. Because yeah, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, or it's the standard. He is a man and had no right to deny me his credit card. It caused emotional trauma. Very possible. Very possible. Very possible. Had too much money to be envious. What do you Lord, I can't understand rich people problems, okay? I don't understand rich people problems. Rich people problems is bigger than us. I'm trying to tell you, okay? Alrighty, guys, that's that. Don't ask me where I got this story from because I stumbled upon it yesterday and I'm reading. I'm like, lady, are you serious? Did you really, woman? When I was reading this and I'm taking my notes, y'all, I'm like, what's going on with women? You go off and have this extramarital affair. You can just go and file for divorce. But I think that sometimes they may get uh afraid that they're going to lose. Come on, camera, focus, stop. I think that they get afraid that they're going to lose what's they are so used to. So they're used to a certain standard and a certain lifestyle. So instead of me losing this certain standard and certain lifestyle, I prefer to do this. It sounds crazy, but I think it's a fear of losing out on what is typically theirs, what normally would be theirs. So instead of them walking away, they go out with a bang. That's how that's how I look at it. They go out with a bang and it's just one of those crazy things. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. All right. Bigo, don't be looking for me. Y'all do not have me today. Okay. Do not be looking for me. I'm about to get ready to go to the gym, guys. Y'all know I typically do not like the gym, but I have to go. I have to get this body in order before we get on this beach. The summertime is approaching. Okay. The summertime is approaching, and I'm used to having a six pack, and it is not there right now. So because I'm used to it, I have to go to the gym. So my husband got me a what is it a gym membership, and I'm gonna do me some body recomp to do some toning. I don't want to lose any weight. I just need to tone a little bit. Poor Savvy. I don't like the gym. I don't like the noises in there. The noises in the gym is overstimulating, y'all. I just don't like the noises, the grunts and things of that nature that goes on in there. I just don't like it. But today I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna try to at least go, 2, 3 times a week, and then I'm going to buy me some skates, probably in a couple days, and then I gotta get used to looking over here. I'm gonna buy me some skates in a couple days, and then, um, probably skate a little bit during the summer. Workout girl. Yeah, I don't like the grunts. I don't like the grunts that go on in there, the noises and the breathing and the I don't like that, yo. I do That's the only reason I do not like the gym because why are you doing that? Why are you making that noise? Like, what are you doing? So you're gonna be building you a little gym at home? No, I'm going to the gym. I'm not building no gym in the house. I'm going to go to the gym at least 2, 3 times a week, and then Imma skate the other days. Get some rollerblades, and I'm gonna go to the park, and Imma skate a little bit around the neighborhood possibly, or in the park, and yeah, that's gonna be my workout, you know? I'm getting of age. I'll be 40 this year. So, weight hit differently when you get to a certain age. You don't I'm used to my weight just dropping off, just I can do anything and it drop off. It ain't doing that. It ain't doing that, y'all. The weight ain't doing that. And now I know what my grandma and my aunties used to be like, you know, when you get of age, your weight down, it ain't the same. You gotta be a little bit more serious. Now and I get it. Now I hear my grandma, my mom, my auntie. Like it's not the same. It's easier when you're younger. Now and it's like, huh, I'm here. So it ain't that's called hard workout savvy, the grunts. I know, but I don't like the sounds of it. Cause why are they doing that? I do not like them sounds at all. But we're gonna hear them today. So I'm about to get ready to go to the gym, okay, guys? And I'll let you guys know how the workout went yesterday. Went today. I'll let y'all know tomorrow. Okay? And I'll tell y'all tomorrow how it went. And yeah, I haven't been to a gym. I possibly have walked in a gym twice in my whole existence of life. That's sad, isn't it? I probably been more in a gym as a middle schooler, high schooler, than I was as an adult. Okay. If you're not grunting, you're not doing a workout. I get it. It just doesn't. I don't like it though. I don't like it. Some people be extra. I don't. I don't like it. I really don't. Alrighty, guys. I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm not. All right. I know my body gonna be hurting though because I don't work out. But my husband's like, the more you do it, the easier it will be. So you know, I gotta get it there, y'all. Okay. I'll see you guys later. All right. And thank you for watching True Crime with Savage Royalty.